If you want something said, ask a man. But if you want something done, ask a woman. Thank you for joining me, as always, on the Women series, where we capture developments and stories that impact women. Now, for the past few weeks, we've been having a crucial discussion pertaining to women in politics and how we can drive gender parity in politics and, of course, attain an inclusive government. Now, as a form of recap, let me quickly take you through some of the highlights from our guests. Professor Remi Shonaya emphasized on competence and qualifications. She said, and I quote, "Politicking in Nigeria should not be based on gender, but on competence and other appropriate qualifications," which of course should be the appropriate standard. Ambassador Folake Marcus Bello also spoke on participation, which I consider very, very important. She said that politics in a democratic state should be everybody's responsibility, as political engagement involves registering to vote and participating in the voting exercise. Now, the voting exercise, the registration for a voter's card is going on at the moment. What are you doing? No gender should be left behind. Aisha Yesufu also made an empowering point. According to her, one way to ending the patriarchal dominance is for women to find a creative way to project themselves in the society regardless of the prevailing social standards. Now, bringing it close to the younger generation, Rinu Oduola said that we cannot say the current democracy we practice encourages the participation of youngsters in politics. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you agree? Do you not agree? Now, we'll continue in that light today as we look at projections for young women's participation in politics in 2023. Joining me to have this conversation is a digital creator and a non-legal executive at the Bohemian Lawyers. I'm speaking with Maryam Giwa. Hello, Maryam. Thank you for joining us on the program today. It is great to have you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. It's good
Thank
to be
you.
here. It's a pleasure to be here.
Right. Now, let's quickly go back to what our previous guest had said. Now, she made mention of the fact that we cannot say the current democracy we practice encourages the participation of youngsters in the political space. She also added that it is highly corrupt and this corruption has grown into a cancer. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, so it's very hard not to follow the Nigerian political space because what goes on there, affects every individual. No matter how unbothered you are, it comes back to you. Either you driving on that bad road, or not having constant electricity supply, or you not being able to access, the basic amenities. It affects you. So it's almost impossible for us not to be involved in the Nigeria social media space. At some point in time, every Nigerian has cursed out, at our politicians, our leaders, at one point or the other. So what I'm trying to say here is the Not Too Young to Run movement is one that I have closely, followed, one that I also believe in, but also one that I'm very scared of. Now, I am saying scared of because, everybody would say, oh, we've tried all the old people, and they failed us, they are corrupt, the nepotism, this, that, yada, 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 yada. But then when you look at it, you see that there are a lot of young people in these people's cabinets. These people have young people that are advising them. So it's not like we are not even represented there. We are just being represented by those who are not there for us. They are there for their own personal interest. There's this young boy following this politician that is not telling this politician, the truth because he does not want to get him angry, so that he can also get his backing and his blessings when he is ready to also run for that position at the House of Rep, or he wants to go to Senate, or he's trying to build his career into becoming the governor of his state, even though he has no plans for the people. So what I'm trying to say is, in as much as I'm rooting for young people, I am also saying that we need to be very careful because permit me to say that we have a lot of young people whose priorities are misplaced. Not because it's their fault, to be very honest. We talk about, oh, young people just want to make money, everybody's just grinding, they want to take money. It's because that's all they can do for themselves when the government is not providing. You get everybody just wants to be okay. Everybody's selfish about being okay, you know. So not too young to run is welcome if the individual, the young person, is willing to put the interest of the people, you know, in front. The police, when you look at the policemen that are harassing people, that are extorting people, when you check their age bracket, they are not 60, they are not 50. When you look at the EFCC officials that are harassing innocent Nigerians, um, putting them behind bars illegally, even when they found out that, okay, this person is actually clean, they are still trying to frustrate them. They are young people. When you look at the people in the cabinet of the ministers, the advisors, they are young people. You know, there are people like me, and it breaks my heart, to be very honest, because I'm like, you people know the struggle. You see these things, then why are you not exactly telling these people the truth? And let me be honest with you. Once they say, oh, not too young to run, these old people that we're trying to avoid are going to put power into the hands of these young people that they can control. So how do we differentiate between someone that is going to be there for Nigerians and someone that will be there to do the biddings of the people that we don't want? So we have to be very careful to draw, you know, that line. So yes, I'm for not too young to run, but how do we know the young person that has our interest at heart?
While you were in university, I'm very much aware of the fact that you were active and involved in student politics. We were always hearing about Maryam Giwa this, Maryam Giwa that. You were even the president of your faculty at a particular time. One would expect that you would continue in that light. What changed? Or did you at any point try to go into politics?
So Maryam Giwa of University of Ibadan. Okay, so as a young student, right? Getting into the university, to be very honest, I never thought for a second that I was going to be actively involved in student politics or leadership. And but you know, I've always been very passionate about the country. You know, when I was in secondary school, I was always angry that the roads are bad. Why are we not being liked? You know, I have people that come from abroad, and you know, everything is just different. I watch a lot of, you know, Hollywood movies, and it looks like they're living better life. So I didn't really understand it. But getting into the university was a different ballgame. So I actually saw what the country was like, but in a smaller space, in the sense that even the university is a country on its own. So you have the student union president as, let's say, the president. Then we have the student representative council that has the speaker. You know, we can model that after the Senate. Now when you're looking at the faculty president, departmental president, you know, the faculty president are like governors, departmental president are like local government chairman, and you're looking at the all chairs, you know, everybody, like someone that is minister of the FCC, you know. We have all of these, and each student body had its own general secretary. Like they had people that, you know, so when I look at it, I'm like, okay, we can actually model these people to actually do things, make a difference, and then maybe build them into what, you know, it's supposed to give you an experience of what leadership looks like. But then when we not, what I'm trying to say is still going to tie back to what I said earlier, in the sense that when you now look at the student politics, we had students that were embezzling money. And when you look at the age bracket of these people that are embezzling, they are between, let's say, 19 to 25. They embezzle money. They don't, most of them don't care about the welfare of students, you know. And then you also see some people that are very passionate. You know, we cannot disregard what the Baluba boys do when there's no electricity in school. We cannot write off every aluta that every University of Ibadan student, you know, stood for. You know, we had people that were fighting for the rights of the student. We had people in the SRC, the student union, you know, faculty heads that were doing this thing, but we also had those that were corrupt. So when I was in the student, when I was actively involved in student politics, it was for the welfare of students, right? It was to make life better for all of us. It was to stand for something, you know, and it was pretty interesting. It was good. But being in student politics, I also realized some certain things in the sense that, in as much as student leaders know what is right and wrong, they also have that tendency to run after politicians. and you'll see politicians, they'll come into school, have those secret meetings with student leaders to canvass for votes. Okay, we needed to bring, students of University of Ibadan on board, and they drop money that these people share. So it was when I was in one of those meetings, I was utterly disgusted. I just wanted this particular politician to go straight to the point. What do you have for the people? He had nothing to say about other than redeeming the name of the word that his opponents were trying to tarnish his image, just apportioning blames on his opponent without actually having any plan to do anything for the people of Ibadan. So it was at that point that I knew that, oh wow, this is a very different ball game. And in as much as everybody keeps saying, oh, politicians use hoodlums, you will be amazed at the amount of intellectuals that these politicians also have on their team. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, they have creative minds, people that will build a story around certain people, that when they tell this story, when they throw this rumor out, even the person that has the gist will look like, wait, when did I do this thing? So they don't just use hoodlums, students, young persons like you and I, people with voices, influencers, they use these people also to try and, remodel the minds of every average Nigerian to make you think that, oh, this is what is good and this is what is bad. So why didn't I go fully into politics after school? I won't say it's totally written off. I am still very much passionate about nation building. However, I've also realized that one needs to, before you can build a nation, you have to build yourself. And I'm currently on a journey of personal development, trying to learn about me, trying to learn how to be around people, trying to learn the interest of people, still looking at the nation, because we all have solutions at the back of our hands. We can say it, but doing it, you have to look at the feasibility and all of that. So coming outside school, just like graduating and after 7 doing NYC and all that, it was a different ball game for me. Life just dropped me in the middle of nowhere, because Nigeria is actually in the middle of nowhere right now, because we don't know where we're going and we can't retrace our steps back. I know what it feels like as an average Nigerian to just be there, and after spending that much time in the university, after everything, you're just looking ahead and it looks bleak. It looks bleak because it just looks like there's no road. You don't know where to go to for jobs. You don't know who to talk to. The ones that are available will not, by the time you remove your transport fare from what you're being offered. So the quest to survive is what eats me first. Do you get? I need to be fine. I need to get money. I need to make a living. I need to be able to put myself in a comfortable space. I need to do something for my family. I need to be a better person for myself, because that's the only way I can be better for the nation. And I've been on that journey. It got so good. We've been building. We've worked as an employee. Now we're employing labor too, while still working for our clients, to our employers. In all of that, and I've met a whole lot of credible young people. Personally, I think I've spoken to Barrister Lekan Bamidele, and I've seen how passionate he is too about nation building. I've seen him talk about, his community, in Alimosho there, in Igondo, where he currently stays around Fadeyi. I've seen him talk about, sometimes we're having conversation and he's just preferring that, oh, how I wish, the government can talk about this. So I know there are a lot of young people. So I have a lot of like minds around me. I've just mentioned just one, Barrister Lekan Bamidele, and people that are passionate, that wants to do this thing that I also, I'm looking forward to. So I am not writing off Nigerian politics, but I am trying to make sure that if I'm going to throw my weight behind somebody or come out in person, I have to be competent and qualified.
Yes.
And I hope that by 2023 we would have been able to, point out these certain people. And because, to be honest, I always tell people it's very easy for you to walk into any of the VHS offices and say you want to apply for visas to the UK, to the US, to Canada. I know everybody on social media is telling you to jackpot. But the honest truth is,
that's like a new lingua franca we hear everywhere now, jackpot.
Yeah. But home is home.
Right.
No matter where you go in the world, there is no way an entire lineage can run away. There would always be family members, brothers, sisters, cousins, niece, nephew, grandparents, mothers that would be here. So we need to build here for them. And we need to also build here so that when we want to come home to say hi, to greet them, we don't get harassed, we don't get, home is good.
Yes.
Do you get? So, a lot of Nigerians are abroad building that nation. I'm saying building that nation because they are working there, they are paying tax, they are helping the nation build. Do you get?
Yeah.
But when you come home, there are a lot of Nigerians that are here, they are not even paying tax. Do you get? So more than as the government is the problem, but we also have a people's problem, right? And we see a lot of people, young business owners, they don't even know that they are supposed to pay tax. We don't have tax education. But then you blame them. And some people don't pay tax because they believe that if I could pay, they will embezzle it. Do you get?
There's a whole lot to talk about in that space. There's a whole lot to talk about, and you've emphasized on the fact that you've emphasized on the fact that you are preparing yourself, which I feel like it's of utmost importance, and you also believe in competence and qualification, which that is what you're working in line. I think the next question you've answered it, and which is will you be willing to participate in politics come 2023? I mean, women have been identified and proven as better administrators, and to encourage gender parity, the goal for 2023 is to see more women participate and take part in politics, especially young women. I mean, we're looking forward to a time where we have a lot of young women also take part in politics. Now, finally, let's take your encouragement to other young women in promoting an inclusive government by participating in politics.
Yes, so I know there's already a lot, that the society has put on being a woman, that makes thinking about being a part of nation building, look vague.
Yes.
In the sense that, everybody expects you to be a working woman in 2023, in 2021, in this 21st century. Everybody also expects you to be a good wife. They want you to be a boss lady. They want you to be a good mother. At the same time, so it's quite understandable to see that not a lot of women are actually thinking about politics. But I'm putting it out to you that there are also a lot of people that are seriously considering it. I'm very happy when I'm driving by and I'm seeing the poster of a woman, running for a position. I think I've seen chairman of Ayobo local government, Ikwaja. I've seen a lot of women. I also particularly know about a friend from UI, Tiwa, that was going to run for a position in Surulere local government. She's young. I mean, we went to school together, so she should be about my age, less than 30 or maybe about 30. And she's also actively, coming out. She didn't get the mandate in the primary labor. I think the last time I saw her, which was a few days ago, we had a conversation and she was like, oh, she's not giving up. It's good to see. So I want young women to know that there is more to you than just being, if you can run a home, you can run a country.
Yes.
If you can raise children, you can help a lot of young Nigerians become meaningful youths. The only thing you should know, the only thing that one needs to know is the process and have the right to, for nation building, say the right things, put the right things in place. If you put a round peg in a round hole, it's going to fit in perfectly. So we just have to make sure that everything is in place. So being a woman does not limit you, it empowers you. Because you can handle you handle menstrual cramps already. That thing is quite painful. So I think there's nothing life throws at a woman that she can't, you see women at a point in time in the home, if everything is not going on fine, once they rise up to the mantle, they are ready to do anything. And I think that's what makes women, good administrators, because women are kind of programmed to do what it takes to make everything work. When it looks like a woman cannot stand her children not going to school, she'll do whatever it takes to hustle and pay her child's school fees. She can't watch her children not feeding. So, women are, because we have that side, that empathy side, and that passion is what drives us. When you look at it, so even as a student politicians, the women leaders were doing a whole lot better work, as administrators. You see the halls are in good shape. They believe in dialogue, so they're able to talk to the management, the all wardens, to let them know that, oh, this is the problem, and we're solving it and all of that. So I want to encourage every young lady there that there's more to you than just being pretty. Being pretty is the least you can be. There's so much more. You're a force. You can move mountains. You can do the impossible. You set your heart to it. So if you want to be president, start working towards being a president. If you want to be the speaker, the senate president, you want to be a local government chair, whatever you want to be, even if it's at a place of work, you're trying to rise up the ladder to that point where you're on the board of directors, and you can do it. Just put your heart to do it. There's a quote in the Bible that I really like, and it says, "Seek a man diligent in his duties, he will stand before kings and not mean men." So as long as you are putting in the work, I would always emphasize on the work. You're putting in the work, you're gaining the knowledge, you are learning the technical know-how, you're acquiring the skills that will take you there. There is no way, someone would definitely, notice you and put you on board. And I was going to talk about something that is really passionate to me. I saw a documentary last year titled Awani. It's on YouTube. It's an expose that has shown that women has been doing a lot from back in the days, and the future does not look bleak for women if we rise up to it. So we should draw inspiration from people like Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. When you look at the women in front of the Aba riots of that year, when you look at there's this woman from Lagos Island, even Madam Tinubu. When you look at these people, you can draw even the Afusheton, the Moremis, the Queen Idias. We've had people who have done it in the past. They've stood up for their people. They fought the battle. They've made it work. We can also make it work. So now is not the time to relent. Now it's time to go back, into history and see what our mothers did, and see where they are now. Back in the days, women were not marginalized. They stood even for the men. And I know we can still do that. I'm not saying the men are not up to it. There are a lot of good men that can do it. So, but what I would say is man, woman, male, female, irrespective of gender, age, and whatever, let's just make sure that we allow the person who can do the work, do the work. And if you think you can do the work, stop hiding in your room. Come out, join a political party, make a difference. If the party is not aligning with your interest, look for similar minds, start your own party, raise your flag, start with little community development. I used to tell people, you don't wait every 4 years to come and tell me I can do. What are you doing for the people on your street? How many young persons have you mobilized? Try and create some sort of trainings for. How many master classes have you done in areas where they don't have access to it? Have you tried to seek funds to better the life of the people in your own community? If you start from your base, start from your compound, start from your street, start from your community. Once you start making the difference there, the people whose life you've touched will stand up for you when it's time for you to come and run the country. Let there be receipt. Let's see the difference. Let's see what you're making. Let's see what you're doing. How many young people have you guided? How many secondary school students have you seen, falling off the track that you brought on track? So I don't think everybody should wait till they get the platform. We all have a platform already. There are secondary schools in your area. If you feel like the educational system is what is failing, there's nothing wrong in calling a group of, young persons, like minds together, create tutorials, find time to go and teach these people, be it on a weekend or in the evenings, if you think that they are not getting the education they are getting is not quality, you can provide it, start working on it, create a scheme. If it's because they are indigent students, and if you are, I've seen a lot of CEO of companies, people that work with multinationals that seem like they have the funds, have you created some sort of scholarship scheme for people, when you touch the life of people one after the other, when it's time for you to climb on that platform, we'll have people that will stand and say, oh, erased me, that would lift you up, and then help other people to also believe in your dream and secure your mandate. And those are the things that I'm trying to tell you, that personal development is key. You have to be able to develop yourself, develop the community around you. And then when it's time for you to go big, the platform will be there already. There will be people who will be there to raise the flag high.
Right. Thank you very much. I mean, you've made quite a number of valid points all through this conversation. And one thing that stood out for me was you mentioning the fact that if you can run a home, you can definitely run a country. And the ultimate goal is that we elect people who strive to implement laws that are binding and help to leverage on gender differences, whose ultimate goal is to create fair and just societies. And on that note, we end the Women in Politics series. Thank you very, very much, Maryam, for being a guest on today's episode. It was great speaking with you.
Thank you, Emily, for having me. It was nice.
Welcome. Now, if you've got questions and comments, kindly reach out to me at ayomide.oguntoye@proscieng.com. Now, to watch more of our videos, visit our website at www.proscieng.com/webtv. Now, until next time, thank you for watching.